What's up, guys? Matt on Local TGU here, and today I'm going to show you a deck profile on some deck that I've been playing for like a couple weeks now. It's pretty fun and pretty competitive. It's like really good for like how I've tested it. So let's get started. We got 3 copies of Machina Gear Frame. We got Triple Fortress and 1 cannon. Also, I'm not going to tell you what this deck is till like near the end. So unless you figured it out, then yeah, I'm just going to go through all of it. Then we got 3 copies of Thunder King Ryo, really good standalone card. We got 2 copies of Doom Caliber Knight. So these are just really good for anti-meta. Then we got 3 copies of Cyber Dragon, because these are good against the Gear Geo matchup and against heroes. It's just a good standalone card because it's a free special summon and it's a big ass beat stick. So, right, this is just a really good card. And then my special tech is 1 Cyber Valley, because this deck sometimes has a problem keeping field presence, and this is good for that effect. And I could banish this and something else, and then I'd be able to plus like crazy. So let's move on. We got 2 Tour Guide, 1 Sankin, 1 Night Assailant. Just because it's a good standalone engine. Everything here is good by itself, and it's just amazing how well it combos with like, well, there's just some cards that I will show later that this combos amazingly with. Next, we got 2 copies of Card Trooper, because it's more food for Fortress, and you'll see what I want to mill with this later. And we got 2 Effect Veiler, 1 copy of Genex Ally Birdman. So these are good for like anti-meta, stops a lot of shit. And this, good for Fortress food. You could bounce something you special summon with Tour Guide with this. Then you get the Synchro. You could pull out some really nice plays. So yeah, this is pretty good. But I only run 1. Like, I've seen people run 2 in this deck, but I don't know, the plays with that aren't really that good. Now let's move on to the boss monsters. We got 2 Tragodia, 1 Gorse. Now these are always live, because you're always going to have a big ass hand, so that's why the Trags are good. And I don't run any back row in this deck, like, at all, so that's why the Gorse is always going to be live. And pretty much these are just always going to be huge. They will just wreck stuff when they hit the field. It's amazing. We got double Caius. We got 1 Chaos Sorcerer and 1 BLS. Now, I'm finally going to tell you what this deck is. It's Chaos Mash, if you didn't already see, because I'm running just a ton of monsters. But, now, this deck is like really good, because it's pretty much every single standalone card, every single good standalone card in the game. And then, like, with a bit of Machinas, because they're amazing by themselves too. But I'm not done with my monster lineup yet, because this is my special tech card. It's kind of an MVP, because of, like, this won me games, and I don't see any other Monster Mash or like Chaos Mash deck ever running this. I'm running 3 copies of Windup Rabbit. Now these are really good because I run a lot of level 3s, and then I could XC summon into Carrier and then get this out, and then I could always like dodge back rows, and this is an amazing card for that, because this thing is annoying. Like, this, like, unless it gets hit by like a Snowman Eater during damage step, or like a Raikou or something, this won't really die, because you can't get rid of it unless you like Solemn Warning. or like kill it with a flip effect, because it's amazing. It's Windup Rabbit. It's one of the best standalone cards in the game. This is Rabbit Beatdown right here. It's just really good. And also their tribute fodder for Caius. So yeah, I forgot about that, but that's another reason why they're really good. Finally, I'm only running 5 spells. I got 2 Duality, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Heavy, and 1 Reborn. And now let's move on to the side deck. Now pretty much I made this so I could make my opponent side in dead cards. So what I do is I transitional side from Chaos Smash into just a generic anti-meta like Chaos Stun deck, because I just side in all this back row. I side in 2 MST, I side in 2 Compulse, 2 Bottomless, 2 Deprison, 2 Torrential, 2 Solemn Warning, 2 Decree, and 1 Starlight Road. Now, the reason I side in back row is because my opponents usually side out their MSTs against this deck game 2 because I'm running all these monsters, but then now they have to deal with all of this stuff. So they're gonna get compulsed, they're gonna get warning, they're gonna get torrentialed, and they can't do shit about it because they don't have any sort of back row destruction because they wanted to side out their dead cards. So now let's move on to the extra deck. We got 1 copy of Magical Android, 1 copy of Gaianite, 1 copy of Black Rose, 1 copy of Stardust. Those are all the synchros I'm running. And we got 1 copy of Windup Carrier, 1 copy of Zenmains, 1 copy of Temtempo, copy of Levier, and then 1 copy of Leviathan Dragon. For the rank forward, we got Utopia, Papilloperative, Maestroke, and Abyss Dweller, and this is really good against Dark World and Water, like just Mermaid Atlanteans, because that deck is kind of a problem. It's pretty much just any deck that could outspeed this, and just open Broken is just kind of a problem, so this pretty much keeps it under control. Then we got 1 Tears for the rank 5s, and then I run 1 Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon because of the triple Cyber Dragons, and just Rapes Geargias. So that pretty much wraps up the deck profile on my Chaos Smash Feet Windup Rabbit, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching.